welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for thirstiest of Thursdays, October 19th, 2023. Excuse me. Burping on the microphone again. Damn it. Gonna need new cover. Just kidding. All right. Hey, don't forget the buckeyecast.com. Everything's on sale. Get in there, get your Beat Michigan gear. Got a bunch of different designs for that. Beat Sparty. Got those games coming up. So get in there. You need to allow at least a week for delivery because they have to be printed and then shipped out. For some reason, this time of year, I know the reason. It's because of the freaking holidays and Halloween and shit. And people are always shopping online now. But anyways, shipping is taking longer than normal. So tack on a few extra business days for shipping. So I would order at least probably 8, 9, 10 days in advance of when you want something. So, all right, let's get into it. We hate Penn State. This is the Jim Knowles press conference highlights. So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, let's talk about the freshman corner, Jermain Mathews, being thrust into action. What do you think of Jermain?
You know, for a true freshman, he's got a lot of guts. He's got a lot of moxie. He's just talented, and he's shown the ability to make plays. So we're confident in putting him in there. I could see a similar situation.
All right. Okay. What's wrong with being a bend but don't break defense?
I don't know. I just don't like the way it sounds. One that prevents points, you know, and that's our job. You know, the stop rate is so important because that's the job of the defense. No matter where you go on the field, you got to prevent points, stop points.
All right. Now going into this Penn State game, going against this offense, what's important to you off the bat?
Yeah, and you know, their time of possession is awesome, and I think most red zone plays in the country. You got to find a way to. The challenging part is find a way to get them off schedule. You know, like if they just stick to a schedule and they can move down the field, they've been very successful at that. So you try to knock them off, kind of get them behind the sticks. But winning the situations, you know, the third down in red zone, that becomes even more important because if you can win the third down, it's like stealing a possession.
All right. So we've seen Cody Simon get more snaps than Steele Chambers last week, and they've been splitting time. Can you compare Steele versus Cody?
Yeah, they're neck and neck. I mean, Cody is continuing to earn more playing time. You know, he plays both positions, extremely valuable, but he's earned the time, and he's extremely competitive at that position. You know, Cody brings kind of an added dimension in the run game, you know, because he's more of a Mike linebacker type, so when he's in there at will, he can be more effective in the run game. And obviously Steele brings a stronger athleticism, you know, seems to be able to make more plays in the passing game and cover more space.
All right. What about using Sonny Styles in there as a third linebacker, or do you go with 3 traditional linebackers?
Yeah, we'll have both, but Sonny certainly gives us that flexibility to not have to, like we don't have to substitute because he can do both, but we'll always have both.
Okay, and how do you defend Drew Aller this week?
Yeah, you've got to challenge receivers, you know, in the intermediate area. He's really good at those passes, and you have to be able to put some pressure on him and kind of, you know, present different looks to him just to kind of get him thinking. You know, we got to push our rush and really defend that intermediate zone.
Okay. What do you think of the Penn State running backs?
I don't look at the statistics, but I look at the video, and it's impressive. They're hard running, a good 1-2 tandem. They hit the hole, and then they have the ability to bounce. They bounce plays a lot. So the film shows that they're really good, and they'll be a force to contend with.
All right. Next up, let's touch on Jermain Mathews a little bit more.
Yeah, really from the first day he arrived on campus. He's one of those guys that has a lot of energy. Like I said, he's got moxie, I call it. From day one, he was willing to step in there and compete, against some of the best receivers in the country. So when you see a young guy do that, you think he's got a chance.
All right. Let's talk about JT Tuimoloau next. Are there play calls that allow him to just freelance and do what he wants?
No, we like to let JT play because he's a guy who's going to come up. You've seen him come up with the big plays and the big moments. But there are calls that are different. There are defined rushes and things, and there are other calls where he knows that he can cut it loose, do whatever he wants.
All right. Up next, a little bit more on Cody Simon.
This is what I hoped for, and Cody's earned it. So I guess the answer would be both. I mean, I hope to get this, and he's really earned it with what he's done in practice and when he's got his chances in the game.
Okay. How about Jack Sawyer's production?
Jack's always been there, man. He's been close. We've faced a lot of quarterbacks that are getting the ball out of their hands quickly, which is good for our defense, but doesn't produce the high sack numbers. So he's been real close. It's just one of those things you knew was going to happen.
All right. What's expected of Igbinosun and Mathews, or whoever plays the boundary corner? What are the expectations there?
More isolation to the boundary, more press to the boundary, more help to the field with the big space and the time and distance kind of factor. So just things happen a lot faster into the boundary. Davison is long, he's aggressive against the run, what you see a lot, what you get. He's got to participate more in that into the boundary. And Jermain is just he got moxie. You know what I mean? Yes, said it like 3 times. He's just a guy you is going to compete. In those one-on-one situations. So he's a guy you can put pressure on.
Okay, what makes Tyleik Williams special?
Yeah, I'd say he definitely has moxie. He's got that never gets down. Really positive attitude, and combined with athleticism. I mean, that's the biggest thing I'd say about Tyler. It's athleticism. Like, he strong at the point of attack, yes, but I'd say his real strength is being able to get off of blocks. Yeah, step around, move around, stunt, use his hands. I mean, that's his real strength.
Okay. What's going through your mind as you prepare for Penn State?
Stop everything. Prepare for everything. Stop everything. Have answers for everything. Yeah, that's basically it.
All right. And next up, let's talk about Jordan Hancock and his original move to the nickel position.
The versatility, and I guess the fact that he embraced it. He embraced the move into nickel, and then you saw us being able to put him back to corner. So that's not as easy as it looks. Nickel position involves a lot of different matchups, different routes, different fits in the coverage. So really, it started with his willingness. He just wanted to learn and embraced it, and it's given us a lot of confidence, I guess, to be able to move him back and forth.
All right. All right, folks, don't forget, hit the buckeyecast.com. Sales going all day long. Not sure when we're going to cut it off, when people stop buying shit, I guess. So almost when we'll end it. But site-wide sale, check it out, the buckeyecast.com. All right, I'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.